Hi, this is going to be a message for your highest good. This is going to be a divine feminine reading. This is a twin flame journey reading. So I pulled 3 cards already and 3 clarifiers. So on the surface, this relationship, there's something here that is so profound and unspoken, and it's almost undeniable, the chemistry that you have with this person. Underneath it, all of the clarifying cards tell a little bit different of the story, because in order to come into union, there needs to be a level of inner work that needs to be done, because we cannot come into union when we ourselves are not complete and whole. Not saying that we don't deserve love because we're not fully healed. Healing is something that we're constantly doing, that we're constantly going to do within the course of our lives. You know, things come up, so we can learn from them and we can grow and evolve. And it will happen within this relationship too. So sometimes conflict is going to come up within this relationship, and arguments will come up, disagreements will come up, times where you really feel like they have walked away completely from this relationship. And then there's something that you will see, some sort of synchronicity that just reminds you of them and them of you. And it may look like on the surface that they've walked away, but they're just doing their healing. And I know that's hard to hear, because you know you want to come into union so bad with this person, right? And you would do anything to come into union. But the thing that's required to come into union is to do the healing work, is to put the work into yourself so you can show up fully and wholly for them, and for yourself. That's what's really important here, is you doing this healing work for you. And of course, you know, there's probably been times like, all right, I'll do the healing just so I can be with them. But when it really comes down to it, you should be wanting to do that healing work for you, because you are worth that healing work. Your inner child deserves that love and affection and attention, that maybe they never received, that unconditional love, right? So we need to learn how to unconditionally love ourselves first in order to come into union. Second card. So the first card, let me backtrack a little bit. I pulled the World first, and this card it's so beautiful, and it's just, you can't get to this point though. This is the last card in the major arcana. So you can't get to this point unless you're going through the trials and all of the tough times in order to come into union. So then I pulled the 9 of Cups, which it's funny because there's 2 people on this card, and the 9 of Cups for me has always been a card of kind of inner union, but there's so much, I feel like there is so much love here that it's almost hard to separate their energy from yours at times. But it's still a matter of coming into union with yourself first. So when you look at this card, you see 2 people, but when you read the 9 of Cups, you have to remember that you need to come into union with yourself first, right? And whatever you need to do, what's really important is the self-love. And Page of Wands is the clarifier for this one. So Page of Wands, you need to fall in love with yourself first, right? You need to realize the value of you, because if you don't realize your own value, you can get into a relationship or a situationship where you're not bringing the highest version of yourself to it. So you need to make sure that you are pouring into yourself, whatever self-care looks like for you. If that's like allowing yourself to rest, I feel like rest is something that we overlook. A lot of us work ourselves way too hard. So whatever you need to do to pour back into yourself, whatever you need to do to fill your own cup is going to help bring you into union faster, right? So, but don't try to rush that process. It's not a process that can really be rushed. It's a one day at a time kind of situation, right? And we can't keep saying, oh, maybe today's the day, maybe today's the day, maybe today's the day, when in all reality, we know as long as we are pouring into ourselves and taking care of ourselves, that we will find our match and we will come into union. So the last card is the Four of Wands. So the three cards that I pulled was the World, the Nine of Cups, and the Four of Wands. So I feel like these three cards together really tell a story of two people who have a lot of emotion, a lot of feeling for each other, but have had their own journeys separately that they have needed to triumph and conquer. And in order to come into that, you need to pour into yourself. So the Seven of Pentacles clarifies the Four of Wands here. And this is really about building your own structures, your own, you need to take care of you. That's the message. That's the message today, is you need to take care of you so you can come into this union with your divine counterpart. So continue to pour into you, and divine union is bound to happen. Let me know if this message resonated, and I'm sending you so much love. Take care, okay?